So it's very common for a lot of guys to run out of things to say very quickly. It's one of the very common sticking points that a lot of guys encounter, especially when they're starting out or they're at sort of beginner level. So yeah, there's kind of I would say like three main things that you can really sort of work on in order to, you know, really help with this, because, you know, you want to be having a relatively long conversation. When I say long, I mean like at least 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a good, you know, time to kind of aim for in a conversation, because it's not like a rule. It's not like, oh yeah, it must be 5 minutes, otherwise it's a failure. But I think that 5 minutes is a good amount of time to really get that sort of, you know, back and forth conversation going, you know, find out about her, she finds out about you, you build a connection, you have fun in conversation, you find out about each other, etc. So all of that stuff, basically. Like if you're doing less than 5 minutes, or let's say like less than 3 or 4 minutes, then it's very difficult to actually, you know, convey that information and actually feel like you actually know each other well enough to actually meet again, basically. So a lot of guys, they have short conversations. So it's either because they don't know what to say, or they do know what to say, but they're not allowing themselves to say it, basically. So in both cases, a lot of the time, it's a symptom of something much deeper. I'd say like the first reason for why this happens, and probably the main reason actually, is because you're just not comfortable enough doing this activity. It's as simple as that. You're not 100% comfortable doing this activity, so therefore you're a bit nervous, or you're not 100% comfortable, you're not thinking straight, you're not present in the moment with the girl. So it's very difficult to actually connect that way. So yeah, a lot of it is coming down to just being a bit nervous, a bit, you know, just a little bit too far outside of your comfort zone. Because, for example, when you're speaking to your friends, presumably you're very comfortable speaking to them. You know, you're very sort of comfortable in that moment, so therefore things come to you naturally. You don't need to sort of be thinking like, shit, what do I say next? Fuck, I don't know what to say. Well, shit, I need to come up with something. Come on, quickly. So your mind is racing and you're not present. So it's very difficult to actually connect when your mind is like that. So yeah, so what's the solution to this? Well, the main solution is just do it more. Just do it more and just get more comfortable. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get. A lot of it is just experience, you know. So you have to be going out there consistently, normalizing it, desensitizing yourself to the whole process, and just getting into more conversations. That's all there is to it, you know. I know that some guys, they get quite a lot of blowouts. And so like when they do finally get into a conversation, they're like, oh fuck, oh I'm not used to this shit. And then because they're not used to it, then they almost sort of like self-eject, or they just eject prematurely from the conversation because they're just not used to it and they feel a bit overwhelmed and pressured by the situation. But what you obviously have to remember is that it's not the girl doing it to you, it's not the situation doing it to you, it's yourself doing it to yourself. So you just have to get more comfortable with this. You have to kind of just get more comfortable with this activity of just going up to strangers, attractive strangers, and yeah, just having a conversation. And in this early stage, I would recommend not really focusing too much on what exactly you're saying, but just having a conversation, even if it's super boring, super basic, just you know, kind of mundane stuff. That's fine, because you just need to get comfortable just speaking to new girls. So don't try and jump the gun too much. Don't try to do too much too soon. Don't worry about doing all the attraction, flirty stuff too soon. You know, just focus on getting into more conversations is my recommendation for that. So yeah, so that's the main thing. The main thing is always just getting more comfortable being there, so you can be more present, you can actually connect. When you're more relaxed, things will naturally come to you, and you'll be able to bounce off, you know, what she says. So the next thing is actually actively listening to what she says and coming up with something based on what she's actually said. So in other words, kind of expanding topics a bit more. So like a lot of what happens when guys are new to this, or they're just getting started, or they're just at beginner level, is that they'll ask the girl a question, they'll get some information back, and then they just jump to the next thing very quickly. And then it's just a repetition of that for like a minute or two, and it just feels like an interview. or if not, then it feels kind of like very sort of basic sort of information exchange, and you're not really connecting with that person, right? So what you really want to do is really hone in on the actual topic, you know. So you might ask her a question, you know. She'd be like, okay, oh, you've got a bit of an accent, where are you from? And she says Italy. Oh, okay, cool. How long have you been here for? Do you like it here? Etc, etc. You know, just asking a bunch of questions. But what you don't realize you're doing is that you're bouncing from one topic to another topic to another topic, and these are all just big topics which could actually do with a lot more, you know, diving in deeper to actually connect with that person. So before asking her, why did you come here, let's just focus a bit more on the fact that she's from Italy, you know. So you can just think, oh, you know, just think of things to do with Italy, throw it to her, see if it's, you know, applies to her, or see what kind of person she is. Oh, I'm not, you know, I think like Italians aren't usually like that. They're more sort of open and friendly, or whatever, you know. So yeah, so that's what you want to be doing. You want to be just expanding topics a lot more based on what she says. You can jump to another topic if it's kind of related, but if you find yourself just jumping from one random topic to the next thing, new question, then you're going to run out of things to say very, very quickly. So yeah, the key thing is the next thing that you say should be informed by what the actual thing that she said is. And that way you'll just connect a lot better, and yeah, you'll just find yourself having much longer, seamless conversations, because that's ultimately what you want. You want to get into a conversation which is just carrying on naturally. It doesn't feel like, you know, that you're dragging it on, or it just feels like it's going on. You know, you just kind of lose track of time. That's essentially what you want, really. The other thing as well is thinking of like what I call default topics, you know, topics that you can always ask the girl, and it applies to literally every single encounter, because there's always going to be something that will apply to every single person. So I'm talking about things like, where are you from? What do you do for work? What do you do for fun? What are your plans for this weekend? What are your longer term plans, you know? Or why did you decide to move here? You know, things like this. So these are what I call like default topics that you can literally ask any person, and there will always be an answer to give, or there'll always be more information to share, and you can always expand more on that information. So it could be, you know, what do you do for work? You know, I see a lot of guys actually that just never ask questions like, what do you do for work, or what do you do for fun? And they're missing out on a big sort of conversation topic which applies to everyone. It's quite a normal question to ask. Yeah, it's a little bit boring, that's fine, you know. But, you know, once you get that information from her, then you can then expand it a lot more and create that sort of fun back and forth a lot more. So she might say, for example, I'm an accountant. You know, you can say, oh, I wasn't expecting you to do such a nerdy job. Oh, you're giving me creative vibes. You know, that's just a very sort of typical conversation thread. And you can just expand a bit more on that. You know, what does it mean that she's an accountant? You know, is she very organized? Does she love maths? Is she very bossy? Does she love the corporate environment? You know, just stuff like this, you know. And you can really sort of get to know someone a lot more once you focus on that topic, expand it a bit more, think of what it actually means. Why is she doing this? Why is she doing that? What does that actually imply? So that's what you want to be doing, and that way you'll find yourself hitting that 5-minute mark easily. You know, you shouldn't even be thinking like, oh shit, have I spoken for 5 minutes yet? It shouldn't even ever come to your mind, because you're just naturally in the zone. You're just comfortable speaking to her, you're vibing, you're having that back and forth, and you're enjoying yourself. So that's really what it should be about ultimately. But it does take time, and it does take experience, so you just have to keep going at it. Get comfortable with the activity, embrace it, enjoy it, don't take it too seriously, and yeah, eventually you'll find yourself having much better conversations. Thanks for watching. If you want to be able to do what you see me do in these videos, head over to my online course, which covers pretty much everything you need to know about day game to get to a good level and actually implement it in a manageable way. Link is in the description.